Okay, so today is the day. So tell me what's going through your mind. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very excited because I really want to cross the bridge, but at the same time, I really don't because I'm kind of scared of heights.
Kind of scared? You know, the kids, they had marches for kids during that time. Would you have participated in the march?
Definitely.
Wow, really? Okay, so tell me what you're looking forward to today. There's going to be a lot of people marching for voting rights. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling anxious because I really want to walk over that bridge just to see how our fathers felt walking over it.
All right. Excellent. And we thank you for coming with us.
You're welcome.
All right. So today is the day to cross the bridge and to participate in the Jubilee crossing. So how does it feel?
This is something that I'm really excited about. This is something that I didn't know, honestly, much about before coming on this trip. And I've learned so much, and I know there's a lot more to learn. And I'm really hopeful that this experience will allow me to be able to get a deeper understanding of things. And I cannot wait to be able to walk in the same footsteps as the giants and as wonderful people who have helped pave the way. And so a lot of this has been so educational, and to be a part of it, I'm excited. I can't tell you how excited I am about being part of this, and just thankful for the opportunity to be able to do this.
I feel excited. Like, I'm very happy. I'm happy that I got to learn a lot of stuff. I came here what I came here for, to get my knowledge, and I got a lot of knowledge about my Black history.
Okay. Did you know there were kids who also participated in the marches? Would you participate in marches where, they didn't care whether you were a kid or not? You could still get arrested and have to deal with the dogs and the hoses. So would you participate as a young person in the marches if you were a kid back then?
I guess I would participate in the march because it was a good cause. They was marching so they can vote. And I would love to march with them if I was a kid, so when I get older, I can vote too.
I believe in my natural self at this moment in time, I would probably say no, but because I've gone to the Nonviolence 365 training and I learned how strategic they were with planning and organizing everything that they did, and if my children were like they wanted to participate, I would say yes, because they will have to go through all of these phases before they actually participated, and in those moments they will probably choose whether or not they would want to do it. So I would say yes. And being an educator, I feel like that's something I should instill in my students, to go through a process that will come about change, even though knowing the outcome, and it's beginning with the end in mind. What is the plan? If the plan is to get us to vote or get us to have freedom to ride on buses and things of that nature, if that's what you want to fight for, definitely go for it. Will I be scared? Of course. Hopefully I'll be out there with them, and so there'll be something we'll go through together, and I'll be there to protect as much as possible, but also be there to allow them to fight for something that is important for not only themselves but for human race.
What about you, Emily? Would you let your two girls go participate in the march, but possibly they can come back with stitches?
One thing I've come to learn when it comes to my girls, they're very strong-willed and very strong minds, and when they decide that they actually want to do something, especially for a cause that's greater than themselves, one thing I've come to learn is I can't tell my kids no, because they're very strong-willed, very strong-minded, just like myself. And if it was for a cause that was not only a person benefit for them in their future as well as everyone else, then of course I will let my kids participate in something like that. My kids are still to this day learning all about their history, and at the same time my kids are biracial, so they get a lot of scrutiny because the color I am and the color they are, we're completely different colors. But at the same time, I encourage my kids to embrace all heritage of where they come from, no matter where they come from. If it's negative or positive, embrace everything, because at the end of the day, all those heritages that you come from, they make you, and they make you as a person, and you decide as a person what you want to do with that, if you want to be good or if you want to be bad. And in the day, I'm very hopeful that my daughters will have a positive, open mind, and at the same time will keep open mind of everything that comes their way and learn and, and grow from that as well. And at the same time, put out that positive that a lot of people can't do nowadays, that we have problems with that, and work together as a community. And this weekend has been very eye-opening. The museum yesterday was very intense, so at the same time, I would allow my daughters, as their mother, of course, participate in something like this, and I would be there with them at the same time. So yes, I would.
I feel honored and humbled. It's an humbling experience.
Yeah, yesterday was kind of heavy because we got faced with a lot of hard truth, but today is Jubilee.
Yes.
Today's an exciting day to walk arm in arm together across this bridge, and to for me it's something that I'm 55 years late, but we're here.
But we're here, and just honored and grateful that Dr. King and all the other activists went in before us and paved the way that we are able to be here and be a part of this today.
To me, it's just about equal rights. You ought to have the right to vote if you want to vote. The right to not vote if you don't want to. But it ought to be, our country ought to be fair and equitable for every person. All men are created equal, men and women, of course. But it's not America if it's not fair. That's so everybody ought to have a right to have what everybody else, the rights that everybody else has, enjoy the freedoms that everyone else has, and it's far too long in coming.
This is Charles Killian. I'm a commissioner from the 1st District on the Arkansas State Martin Luther King Commission. We are here in Montgomery preparing to go to Selma for today's concluding celebration activities for the march that came to be known as Bloody Sunday. I am really excited to see the people from all over the country that will gather in Selma at the Edmund Pettus Bridge. I understand that many of our candidates for U.S. presidency will be in attendance today, so it will be nice to hear what they've got to say about the continuing efforts for voter registration and civil rights in general. I'm going to really be looking to share some experiences with other people from different parts of the country. I am a product of that era where I was not afforded accommodations at restaurants and on buses. And in our state of Arkansas, we had just done away with the poll tax when I became eligible to vote. So I didn't experience that, but we did have problems in registering to vote because they didn't have satellite polling places or registration places as we do now. But it will be a good experience for me today to really just converse with people from South Carolina, people from Wisconsin that I've already met, and to talk with them about what they feel about this celebration today. So we're off, and hopefully we will talk with you all later, okay?
Because it will give the people that are nowadays will get to vote and stuff like that. And I think I would have did it, but I would probably need faith in God because my feet would have been hurting. Like if I'm not in the condition now to be walking like that.
But I got a little something. Anaya, little Anaya. We were talking about this road being the road that they actually walked on. The sides, these open fields, some of the people open up their fields for them to spend the night in. Mm-hmm. So we were like, they not only walk in their Sunday best, some of them had to have some luggage with them.
Okay, how do you feel about the experience so far, being on the historic Selma to Alabama? Actually, this is the march backwards. We're coming from Montgomery to Selma. So far, how do you feel about this experience?
I think this experience is pretty amazing to see what people did for us to get our voting rights. Is pretty amazing and cool to me, because this was a long walk and they did it. And if they wouldn't have did it, we wouldn't be able to vote right now.
Let me ask you, you have a daughter.
Yes.
Would you walk 54 miles for Anaya?
I'll walk 1,000 miles for her.
So, do you think that it's possible maybe they had that in mind, that they were possibly not doing this just for 1965, that it's possible they were doing what they were doing for
the future? I think they definitely were doing it for the future and thinking about to make sure they made a change from what they had to now so that we can have a better future for our kids and anybody.
Do you think do you think voting rights are important today?
Very important. I think everybody needs to get out there and vote.
Is it important for Anaya, for your daughter? Do you think it's important to make those connections? Like, for example, the people from 1965, they know what it's like to be disenfranchised and not have the opportunity to vote. But however, what are some things that can be done to connect these experiences with young people like Anaya who didn't have the experience of sitting in the back of a bus, or right now they're just reading about those things in the history book. So what are some things that can be done to connect those experiences?
I think what's going to happen as far as my daughter Anaya goes, when she's go back to school and tell the story, people will really be intrigued by it because they actually get to see it and hear from somebody they know, not just reading it out of a book or just hearing it on TV. They actually see somebody that went and experienced what they did in 1965. So I think it is a great opportunity and to make kids want to see more and know that there's more in life, and to really pay attention to history.
Okay, so for me personally, I would do it because I have a 1-year-old son that means the world to me, and I will walk miles for him just to make a difference. But not only for him, but for other children's futures. And I feel like this experience is important for everybody, because not only do you get to experience what our forefathers had to do and what they went through just to make a difference.
People have to understand how important it is. Black kids weren't allowed to go to mainline colleges and universities, and they've succeeded incredibly well, both in producing wonderful graduates and in dramatically increasing the life of the communities where they're located. They've been a huge success.
Why do someone think this is a strange pairing? You think not?
No, it's not strange because it's God sent. some things you can't explain. And this is a perfect example.
Mr. Steyer, what do you think Mr. Steele brings to this whole civil rights movement? He's been leading SCLC for a while.
Dr. Steele is the embodiment of a value-driven way of living and a value-driven life, standing up for the most important things in human existence. So I think the Southern Christian Leadership Conference has done that for decades, and it stands in American history as a leading institution with magnificent people showing everybody else what it means to live your values.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is SCLC TV from Selma, Alabama. I'm Maynard E.
That was good. Oh, I told you.
We have several presidential candidates that are going to be here. I understand from what we've heard, now I don't know whether this is confirmed or not, but Bernie Sanders may not be here, but that everybody else will be here. So that's kind of what we're hearing. Now we're going to go to the prayer walk here in just a second, and we will have that for you and many other things for you as well as we go along here on our trip to Selma, Alabama. So that's all good.
So for me, the experience the first time was it was very interesting, and my focus was not as much on the historic part of the journey as the second time. The second time, we took older members of our community as well as young members of our community, and so having had the experience before, we were kind of a guide. And during this experience, it wasn't as many people. One, because there was bad weather, and there was a tornado near us, and that we didn't know about. But the weather, everything cleared up, and it was like just as we were leaving the church and going to once we got to the main street, the weather cleared up, the sun came out, and there were so many people there just waiting to be a part of the march. There were groups of 20s, 50s, hundreds. There were organizations that scheduled an event around the march, so all of them were there. Once everybody got there, there was a unity of movement, of getting to the bridge and being able to experience the historic bridge with other people. There were some that walked over before the actual march started, but some of the feel and some of the emotions while we all were moving, there wasn't a lot of pushing, shoving. There was consideration of people, groups with children. Once on the bridge, and I think no matter how many times we crossed it, the feel is the same. And that feel is being a part of something, walking in footsteps of our forefathers, of those that bled on that same bridge, that were washed like bugs off of a car. They were sprayed, they were attacked. And for us to be able to walk freely, and the only push that we had was that of the crowd moving together. There were individuals in our government that were there. There were individuals that have led movements in the civil rights era. or in the civil rights movements. They were there, and their presence made it a little more surreal. I remember Reverend Barber being out, and people complained about how their feet were hurting, or they talked about how, they had been standing so long they just wanted to sit down. But watching Reverend Barber on his cane, with whatever ailments he has, he was adamant about standing up there and giving instructions, and about making sure that things were in order. Because when they march, anytime a march was done, with Dr. King, everything was strategic, everything was in order, everything was organized. And so that was very important, to make sure that everybody had instructions. And so you could hear, although everyone could not hear him, there were people in the front that were giving the message to those that were toward the middle, and the middle was spreading toward the back. There were individuals of all religions, of all nationalities, of several diverse organizations that were there, all linked up, most linked up, and carried their banners. Those that didn't have banners stood behind those with banners. And I remember a couple of groups of people that was in agreement, or that supported some of the groups, and they marched behind them in support of them, but also to walk across the bridge. Once getting on the bridge, you could feel the movement. If you were close to the edge of the bridge, you could see down in the waters. And while it looked dirty, it looked dangerous, the only thing that comes to my mind, or came to my mind, was to see our people being washed off of the bridge. The emotions of just wanting to walk across that bridge and not able to. And then you've got water hoses that are pushing you back and pushing you over. And it just felt like the souls of those individuals just were residing in the waters. Like you could feel the things that were washed into the water, their tears, their pain, the blood. And so it was very emotional. Walking across, it moved, so there was a movement. And it wasn't that the bridge moved, it's that the movement itself made you feel something inside. And for those that didn't feel anything inside, weren't there for the right reasons.
How do you feel about the possibility of renaming the bridge to the Congressman John Lewis Memorial Bridge? Should it remain Edmund Pettus, or how do you feel about?
I'm not sure about that, because the bridge itself represents such a negative, the initial is so negative, that could the name change it, and changing make it positive? I don't know, because even when you look at the bridge, no matter what name is on top of it, you remember, you feel. And so I'm not sure if that's a positive thing or not. I think Congressman Lewis, because he was had such an impact, I think something should be maybe a mark somewhere around, but I'm not sold on changing that bridge, that vision, to such a positive and powerful individual to cover up the negative of that bridge.
Okay, do you feel that it's worthwhile for organizations to take kids to the Jubilee crossing to connect with what happened? Do you think it's a worthwhile a worthwhile trip to go and march?
I really do. It is, if you have positive kids or you have a small amount, I would not recommend a large amount, because when there's a large amount of youth that are not sectioned off into small groups, they tend to get derailed from the purpose. And the youth that we took, we had a pretty good group, but they felt they embraced the history, they embraced the purpose. It gave them a different drive. And one of them, I remember walking across, was in tears, but trying not to be, because they have an understanding of what happened that day and what we were doing and the representation of what we were doing.
All right. Y'all ready? We're gonna hit some social media. Exactly.
I mean, the only little ones are $5, the big one is 10. It has a lot of discount. You can't get the bridge.
I love the way you ask. Can we take the best?
It stopped you from voting. That's all it was. That was the whole thing. These two guys right there, they were my class.
They were your classmates?
I'm a foot soldier.
You're a foot soldier?
Yeah.
All right. So you were here in 1965?
Well, we started, we when the kids started to move, not 65. We started in 63.
63?
Yeah. Right. 65, when 65 came, that one went across the sun the world.
So you was out there?
We started in 63.
Oh, so how far did y'all make it before they turned y'all around?
Right over the foot of the bridge, they moved that way.
So they had already knew y'all was coming?
Oh yeah, they'd already planned. The governor told me at all costs, stop them on. I'm a governor while they told me.
I mean, they didn't even get no time to be, that was wrong.
Well, see, during that time, that was what y'all don't understand. They call it Jim Crow. It was a form of slavery, so we didn't have no more, we had no choice. We had no more rights to do anything. We lived on toll 7 gates of south. If I went across the street to one of the stores over there, if I was at the counter, if a white walked in, I had to bag back and had to get in front of it.
What's your name, sir?
I'm a retired fire chief. I don't have my book with me. I got a book I wrote. If you look for that, if you look in Amazon, Chief Allen title, Kid Martin Flame did not burn.
Hey, I'm Akira Roan from Lake Village, Arkansas. I go to school at Lakeside High. I am in the 10th grade. How I feel about being in Selma, I feel good. I feel more than good. I'm excited that I'm here to see what happened, where they marched at, why couldn't they vote. I'm just really excited about knowing more about Dr. Martin Luther King, the four brothers, Jimmy Lee Jackson, James Reeb. I'm just excited to get to know more stuff about it, and I'm really excited for the march that we get to do tomorrow in the church that Martin Luther King preached. And I'm just happy to be here. I'm just ready to go there too. I'm also happy that we can just get to know more about our history and where we came from and our ancestors. Like, what we get to know more about what's going on here.
Is part of this. We've got several members of the commission.
Hi, I'm Nicole Smith, and we are downtown at the 55th
anniversary of the Bloody March for Sunday from Dr. Martin Luther King for marching for us to be able to vote. And it is such a humbling experience. I have goosebumps. And to see all of these amazing vendors and people here, it is awesome. I mean, like, you can feel the love. You can feel Dr. King here. You can feel it. If you've never been here, this is a place that you should want to come to at least once in your lifetime and experience this, because this is history. And I am grateful to be a part of this and represent from Arkansas. So, all the way from Arkansas, this is Nicole Smith. I really and truly am blessed to be here and be a part of this. And I thank Dr. King for what he did for us, to be able to march and let us be able to vote. So I make sure I make my way to the voting polls every year. Anytime that it's time to vote, I vote. And I thank you, Dr. King.
That's what they're going to do. That's where a lot of people, no doubt.
So are y'all excited about being up here?
Oh yeah! Yeah, super excited. The weather is beautiful. The experience is going to be absolutely grand. I feel the energy. The energy literally changes once you get on the site. On the site, it changes drastically.
Yes, I'm ready to walk up the bridge.
So you ready?
Yes, we are ready. We are ready to lock arms and get ready to move across the bridge in the footsteps of our forefathers as they march for us to vote. And then on Tuesday, Super Tuesday, we are going to vote. We're going to vote. We will let our voice be heard. It will be heard. You should make yours heard as well.
So y'all ready? You ready?
Yes.
Ready? Are you ready? You ready?
We're about to get on the bridge.
Are you ready?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
You ready to go across the bridge? All right.
Ready.
Ready?
Go ahead. Not yet. Let's get here real quick.
You ready for the event to be?
Oh, yeah, yes. I'm definitely ready.
How about y'all? Y'all ready?
I am more than ready to reenact what's called Today for
Ready. All right.
Ready to march, ready to vote.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready. It's electric. You can feel it.
Yep.
So we're looking for them to eventually merge down here. We have some, looks like some youth rallying on the other side of the middle of the bridge, and they're getting pushed down to this area. But from my understanding, we're going to actually begin at the beginning of this bridge and then come over, and afterwards we come back and march back across. So we're waiting on the pre-rally march and the lineup, and as the lineup starts, we'll begin to start the march. So we're looking forward to it. It's exciting. They also do some reenacting, so eventually you'll have some folks come out and lay on the bridge, as historically many of the martyrs had done many years ago. So you'll have them lay across the bridge. You'll have some other folks begin to kind of march and rally it's going to be very interesting, very educational. So it's something certainly to look forward to, and I just can't wait to bring this opportunity back to Arkansas, so everyone can take part in it by viewing it at least.
So youth rally is taking place right now, and that is over at that part of the bridge. And then we'll be getting ready for a lineup birthday to start. And hello everybody. Well, it is almost time for the bridge crossing to take place here at Selma. I'm Jonathan Reeves, broadcasting live, been giving you a lot of information here over the weekend from the time we got here. And this kind of is an accumulation of us being out here to kind of bring you this historic event. This is the 55th bridge that's taking place. And so right now a rally is going on. The bridge rally, or the pre-bridge rally, says have a lot of crowd. Let me go ahead and give you a shot here. People are going to start lining up and they'll go across, but they've been singing songs like This Little Light of Mine and other things. So they've been having a great time here. We're about to get ready, as you can tell. We have people here, the police that will be kind of starting things off. Candidates are here as well. You know, they'll be part of it, probably leading towards the front of the bridge and the front of the parade, the march rather. So the march will start, we'll go across, over, and then of course he'll come back. And so that is what's going to happen here. And so really excited about being part of this, and things will get started here in just a few minutes. But just want to kind of bring you in this so that way you can kind of see as people get ready. As you can see kind of down the street, kind of getting ready. You've got people that are lining both sides, including our fellow media rep, Miss E, who is with the Pine Bluff commercial, and others that are as well. There's a lot of media on this side of the bridge from various news organizations that are here to see this all happen. We are getting ready for this to take place. We have some more action taking place here. You can hear, it's hard to hear, but in the horizon over on water, that's by the Selma Interpretive Center. There's a lot of people who are getting kind of ready for this. As we said, we've got a lot here from all not just all over the nation, but we've got media reps from all over. We've got people from CNN here. We've got locals. We've got ABC. We have a lot of people that are here to watch this. You can see kind of down the road here, as you see, there's a lot of police activity heading toward the bridge. And over across the way on Water Street, the rally continues, and then things will start. We're just going to bring this to you and keep it rolling live. And just kind of let you watch the history. A lot of people got excited because that was probably Joe Biden there in the in that one vehicle that we just saw. Joe Biden. Now earlier at the First Baptist Church in Selma, we saw Tom Steyer. He was here, and we actually got a chance to get a little bit of information from him, just a very little bit. Of course, he's a very busy person, but he was kind of talking about how what it meant to be here. This is definitely something you'll see a lot of the presidential candidates and other dignitaries here as well. People will be going across the bridge, and then when they go across the bridge, when they come back, more than likely you'll see those presidential candidates and others probably that'll be coming back. Now, they could either drop them off here at the front where you see all of the police here, or what I've been told, they could also go be dropped off at the bridge and then everyone walks. So either way, we're just going to keep it right here and just let you see what all happens. Thank you so much for those of you who are tuning in and watching Facebook Live. Tell others that we have this going on live from Selma. So as we said, we've got a lot of people that have been here all throughout the day in a party atmosphere. And after March is over, the street rally, the street festival will continue. And the street festival since yesterday, and we took you through that yesterday.
So here they come.
Here comes. So what they'll do is actually start on this side. I was mistaken. They start on the far side, and then we'll come back on the near side. We were getting ready as well with other media outlets and others who are also here as well. We're just going to walk to the bridge. Up part of the bridge right now. So we're going to go ahead and march. So that way you can kind of see how it is. We do have a group that's ready. There's a chanting that's going on. Pardon the shaky video. Sorry, the video is a little shaky. We're just kind of waiting here to see what exactly is going to happen here, of course, on the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama. Over the river, where this is commemorating Bloody Sunday, commemorating what happened back in 1965, 55 years ago. And the looks like this. This is how the shot looks like.
I'm going to go ahead and interview you while we're waiting.
And we've got this here.
Because we're live on commercial. We got people. It's such a grand moment.
So now we have well, we're going to go back here just a little bit. Super excited about this opportunity to be able to be here to witness history on the 55th anniversary weather conditions here couldn't be any more perfect for a march because it's right now about 68, 67 degrees. Last year, there was a threat of tornadoes. In fact, sirens did go off. Thunderstorms and all sorts of other things going on. But here, it's a picture-perfect day. Couldn't ask for a better day for a march, and see people are lining up. They just did a countdown.
They're trying to take a picture.
So we have the pre-rally is right now, and people are right now just kind of getting ready over in the over near the Selma Interpretive Center on Water Street. They are ready for the march, lining up and getting ready. Here's what it looks like on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah. I cannot make it.
People from all over the nation are here. Got the opportunity to talk from Wisconsin, from Michigan, from others, saying this was their first time here. Asked them their thoughts, perspective on this, and they were really, really touched and moved by the opportunity to be able to be here and to witness this, especially symbolized. Here are some of the people. Once again, we've been traveling with the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, and this has been quite an experience to be able to see this. You hear a lot about the Bridge March, and now it's just about to get underway. So we are just about ready. Let me let you look at the atmosphere here on the bridge. Thank you, Lori. Welcome. Lori, thank you for that comment. Welcome to all of you who are here. Now, if you remember, people are going to be locking their arms together to be able to walk into the bridge. That is what they're going to be doing, is they'll be doing that, kind of locking arms. That was discussed because there's a lot of people who are a part of this commission, part of this trip, that have never been to Selma. This is their first time. This is my first time to be able to do that. And just to try to get an opportunity to describe what's going on, well, it's gonna take a while to try to even think about that, about how to be able to describe everything. But it is definitely a remembrance. 55th year. Every 5 years, there are some people who will take the actual march route from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama. Every 5 years that's done. And that was done to be able to really push forward the Voting Rights Act. We're just sitting here waiting. It's about any time now. And we're here waiting for this bridge crossing to start and to get ready. And the crowd is getting thicker and getting, of course, a lot of people more and more excited about being here, which obviously they should be. And so now we'll just get over here to this part of the bridge, kind of look, a lot of people taking pictures, a lot of people taking selfies, a lot of media reps here, a lot of people for elected office are here, especially with the message being the voting rights. Let's let you take a look at this again.
We're trying to get her to retire.
Remember when I first came back, she was like one of the first people.
Looking on the backside of the Edmund Pettus Bridge, there's been a youth rally that's kind of almost at the base on the other side of the Pettus Bridge. Maybe hard to see from here. But we have a lot of people here as we're getting ready to start. It will start just about any time. Also, it's been here because this centers around voting. United States Census people, they have been out here encouraging people, to make themselves known and to make sure that they're counted, and then also register to vote. That's what the voting. That's a big part of it. The one area you can't is down Water Street where the Selma Interpretive Center is. If you're going to my right, the Street Festival Jubilee that took place yesterday continues to go and is continuing and will continue throughout the day after this is over. We did see earlier Joe Biden drove past. That excited the crowd, especially after his South Carolina win yesterday. So a lot of people were excited about Joe Biden. Tom Steyer earlier today spoke to the First Baptist Church in Selma, and several others are expected to be here as well. As I will tell you, with the thousands and thousands of people that are here, church services this morning were absolutely full. A lot of church services went on. Of course, presidential candidates were speaking. It's a big, big opportunity for those who are running for president to be able to address the crowd. Everyone is kind of gathered around. As you can see here at the foot, this is near the stoplight on Water Street.
You cannot get on the street. You couldn't get on the sidewalk. Yes. Oh, I could have. Oh my God. It was deep. That was deep. We was packed in like sardines. Yeah.
The lineup continues here. and then we'll get underway. I know there's been a but with these things, of course, they were sweeping the bridge, making sure that everything was good. They had security and all that going on earlier before the youth rally started. And of course, it's on the other side of the bridge here. There's a lot of people. There's a middle partition. You know, the partition, a lot of people are kind of sitting down right now, or they're standing. Pictures are being taken in front of the Edmund Pettus Bridge sign. And so what we understand is they'll be coming up this way, turning around, coming back the opposite direction. So we're facing, the way we're facing right now, of course, facing towards downtown Selma. They'll go the bridge, turn around, come back. What time you got there, Mr. Scarbrough? 2:30. It is just about time, 2:30.
I've seen several Tuskegee students. Oh, yeah? I saw some family chairs over there. Oh, okay. I'm looking for some. Usually they're like green.
More and more people gathered. Huge celebration.
Two strikes.
Yeah, the Golden Lions. I represent.
Two strikes. What you know? Yeah, but I'm looking for some. When you were at the hotel, I saw the license plate, and I didn't, I was waiting to see it. Oh, wait. The only one that I see Howard.
Music still playing. There's been a pre-rally, and that rally is wrapping up. And we have some people that are kind of walking closer to the area. Just the atmosphere. We're going to give you that atmosphere as we give you the live coverage. Right now, there are several people through right now that'll start. A lot of people are taking pictures of different people going through the crowd right now. A lot of signs have been out. It's been that people have been seeing. It's called Rise Up and Vote. A lot of signs have been up here today. We've talked to several people who've had that. And so now the march is underway. Here's the march. And on this side, this is how some people are going on. We have a lot of people that are still in the area. We've had some sections go over and more on the way. And now the wind is really picking up. But in the horizon, you can see off in the distance, more and more people getting ready. Of course, there are also drones that are capturing this as well. And of course, announcers saying for people to kind of step back a little bit, kind of get ready for the next group that'll be coming through. And there's more activity out in the horizon. A historic time to be here in Selma. Here it is on this side. And in the horizon, or off in the distance, excuse me, looks like another representative. A lot of excitement from the crowd. As I said, there was a lot of representatives, a lot of people here. And there was also a large number of people that are marching, heading this way. Coming this way. And back on this side, now here's a youth rally coming down on the other side.
If John Lewis and Stacey Abrams go over, that must be the best. That's why I was kidding.
And here is there's also the bridge.
Prison!
large group that are heading toward the bridge right now. Once again, walking up one way and back down the other.
I recognize our push. Hey, I'm doing good. How are you? It's crazy. Wow. You notice this? You notice this for? Right, maybe say it like, that's fine. That's what I'm into. That's crazy.
And there is a larger group that's coming that will converge. And of course, the rally, some people are still over at the rally.
Because, like, I be paying attention to what y'all be doing. For real. It was like 86. Definitely. What's the best way to do it?
We just opened up a studio, man. Seems like you know what you're talking about.
Come on now. You know I know what I'm talking about. All right, man. I'm a screenshot. No, right? I think I do. We also got a paper that we put out. It's published by our movement. We put it out for $1. It's talking about a business campaign.
You're watching the live events from Selma Jubilee Bridge crossing. We've already had several go over, but more are coming. Thank you for hanging in with us and for watching this live. And now as you kind of look in the distance, a huge convergence of people making their way towards the bridge. Here we go.
Pro Club, Ace Club.
Always be safe. Since your is now on.
Yeah.
Whenever
some
you-
idiot used my phone the whole bus ride here and be like, hey, 60%. I don't know who it was.
This is Reverend Jesse Jackson coming in a golf cart. Reverend Jesse Jackson. Reverend Jesse Jackson. Pete Buttigieg is here. Pete Buttigieg. So we just saw Pete Buttigieg. As we said, Pete, we saw him. is a big roll. Seriously. Also, there's a lot of gospel on as well. A lot of gospel singing, a lot of walking. Now, as people are on both ends of the bridge, both sides of the bridge, to turn around. A lot of singing. And of course, support for candidates.
I saw you.
got it. You gotta get it.
Man, if you don't call them, stop doing goddamn videos. I'm trying not to think about it. I'm trying not to think about Selma, Alabama.
We've had a little bit of a connectivity issue. We apologize about that. But we're continuing on with some of the connectivity. Has some problems. We but thank you for joining us and for staying right here.
Not standing there, but I'm just saying.
Once again, for those of you who are joining us, we've had a little bit of connectivity issue. We're trying to resolve that. Sorry if we've been having some drops, but thank you for joining us. We've already seen Reverend Jesse Jackson. We've seen Pete Buttigieg, presidential candidate, cross the bridge. Compared to with the weather situations last year, this is a picture-perfect day to be able to participate in this. It is a partly cloudy sky. Here's the back, or the look at the back. So many people on the bridge right now. And a drone ahead getting all the footage of people who are on the bridge and more people that are coming. So you have some stoppages on the bridge, and then it picks up again. Everyone going, using the 4 lanes, 2 going one direction, 2 the other. And all going in the same general direction. This is a Selma Bridge crossing, the Jubilee 55th year of the event. Here in Selma. We have thousands of people here as they're walking across the bridge, and will do a U-turn and come back. Different group. Here. We're going to kind of move to the middle partition so we can see what's coming across, and then some of those are coming back and the other way.
reason why.
DuShun! DuShun!
I don't know.
I'm doing it.
Do you see where I'm at?
Keep on walking, keep on talking. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on talking. Walking to the freedom land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. We're gonna keep on walking, keep on talking.
To the right, over to the right.
Right. You know, and maybe it's because they're still candidates. Some
I don't see her. You see her? Oh, to your right. To your right there. I was right behind him.
Got that?
Come on. That's right. First they have on now where mom is resting in the Memphis, Tennessee, right here. All right. MCNW. One who used the word concentrated family.
Right, they take a shot of everything back to their vehicle.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity to be able to be here and to be able to watch people go across and back. And I will tell you, this experience, unless you're actually here, and unless you're actually a part of it, you don't really understand just what it means. People are crying, people are singing, people are having such a great time. and really just remembering, you know. And so I've seen a lot of tears, but I think there's been a lot of tears of joy, but also some tears of pain. And hopefully we can work together to be able to make sure that the future tears are more of joy and not of pain. And so I didn't know much about Selma, but I'm glad I'm here, and I'm glad I learned a lot of stuff, and I'm glad that I came, and I hope to come back.
All right, let me tell you, brother.
It's a beautiful thing.
You rocked the whole weekend.
Thank you. You know, the most memorable thing, gosh, there's so many things, because we tried to do so much stuff on Facebook Live. I think that showing people how to march on the other night at Western Sizzlin was great. Being able to talk to different people, especially the children. I'll just say that interviewing the children was a huge advantage. It was so much fun to see what they did, and them participating in the documentary and doing other things. It's been just so much fun. There's so many different things. I could put my finger on one. I'd have to put it on numerous things.
It went very well. When we was crossing the bridge, it was like it went well. I thought I was like gonna be tired and stuff, but I wasn't tired. I was just like ready to go over the bridge and come back. It was very easy, and it made me understand what my ancestors did for, like what my forefathers did for me and stuff.
The Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission is a division of the Arkansas Department of Education.